put it in my.
Oh, Mark's live stream, it just totally.
It should save it.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah, it saved it, but now it said that that live stream is over now.
over
Hope I
30
can remember
something
my password.
years.
Oh, did you hate that?
I prayed all day, so it's nothing
Yeah.
too new, but it's a.
John 129
I thought we were gonna
is where you left off.
differences, but I didn't know.
What calendar do you guys follow?
I have my phone.
There's a name to it. I don't know what the name
Mark
is.
Phillips.
Mark
Yeah, what
Phillips.
is it?
His is
That
simple.
what you've been doing?
No, but my, about 10 days of repentance or something
10
leading
days.
up to opening, but
Yeah. Pastor Mark's a lot into rabbi, so
I don't
I
know
just
the
have to go by him. He just inherited. It goes through the generations.
That
He's
it
on
was
a different.
But
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure
Jim
there
Baker
has a
showed
Rosh
up a
HaShanah
lot.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
fall.
So
They
it must
went
be
to
rabbinical.
Israel together.
Have-
Brad Scott, Bill Cloud,
The
Vic
equinox.
Marquez. There's
Little too, yeah.
But I didn't
Yeah.
know what the equinox.
Because I teach the I think it's really simple. Shepherds in the field, the illiterate among Israel, and the children, where by the sun, moon, and stars, and the agriculture, man can't, so that you don't need man's calculations, and every single one of those calendars is calculated.
Ask you something that you can maybe touch on later at a different time, because I'm just wondering about the days of the week.
Yeah.
And how blessing as well as the physical blessing. But
This
now
is
I'm
a
like,
rabbit hole you'll go down. And
this is so much more.
who his real name was, and it hits you like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
And you just got me in church, now you're doing this to me? And he said about trying to prove what I.
Can you see anything? Can you go? Did he see another workshop that I just made? All right, so let's just keep going. The wonderful book, Chronological Gospels, helps to fill in the. He got baptized, or no, baptized.
That's 129.
And then the Spirit came down, Ruach came down like on the 39th day. He was tempted by Hasatan out of the wilderness on Rosh HaShanah to start his 1 year on Rosh HaShanah, which is he comes out of the wilderness, and Yohanan ben Zechariah says to him, comes a man which is preferred before me, for he was before me. I did not know his identity, but I abode upon him. And though I did not know him, the Almighty who sent me a record, this is the very son of Elohim. So Yohanan is actually Rosh Hashanah. Yeshua starts.
Yeah, it says on the next day, Yochanan saw, after me comes a man, in caps, who has become mikvah.
No, he's not doing it yet. He mikvahed before he went on. Yeshua, he's not doing it right here. What he's saying is like Mark 1:9 through 11, Matthew 3:13, or Luke 3 dove, and lighting upon him. A voice from heaven spoke, behold, this is my beloved. Mark 1:9 through 11, Luke Matthew 3:13 to 17, Mark 1:9-1, Mark 1:12, Luke 4:1. Back. That Yohanan is what are number 2, sighted moon. So Aviv barley / sighted moon. That would be, you could call it the Creator's calendar.
You're talking about, that's what Yeshua, and
Aviv
they just went about their business like that is the calendar.
Where is this? The new moon was not fixed by astronomical calculation, but was solemnly proclaimed after witnesses to his calendar revisions in the 4th century. So that's the rabbinical calendar started. Hillel's calendars or biblical calendar. It started in volume 12. By the middle of the 4th time, like because dispersion.
Judaic,
You know,
pronounced
I've
that.
heard some rabbis. I only run rabbi. I've heard some teachers. Time, I mean a method by which we determine the calendars that we were talking about before. That is count out the feast days or to find the head of the year and stuff. So we reckon the goal of getting the first. He doesn't give his stuff just to the educated, the scholarly.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just, simplicity. Because there's so many people making complications out of all this. It's not, and also it must be doable, and I like the word sustainable. Where's the angle rotation of the earth it can perform, and we must not be dependent on.
that's
Love
really
it.
good.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, so now we're gonna. So Kendall, you got
The feast of unleavened bread. For 7 days you are to eat what shall appear before me empty-handed.
very good.
Okay, sure.
One doesn't.
Yeah,
Sure, I don't have a speech impediment.
Aviv, it's in the royal law. How cool is that? I mean, and the Aviv. So Aviv is really important. Now we gotta look at what
In the new moon of Aviv, Yahovah your Elohim brought you out of.
Aviv. Oh, I don't know how you can get more clear than that. It means the first month, right? This shall be the first month of your year, the Aviv. So then, I just love it. Okay, so
Beeb, I don't.
sounds like a bib. Whenever I saw that, I was like a bib. What are God's instructions? The Torah protocol to reckoning time. So the biblical year begins with the first new moon after the barley in Israel reaches the stage of. Because of this, it's important to check the state of the barley crops at the end of the 12th month, Chodesh HaAviv. If the barley is still immature, we must wait another month and then check the barley again at the end of the 13th month. Last year was a 13th month.
Yes,
year.
it was, I remember.
What we do is we have to say, okay, what does Aviv mean? Because that's crucial. Aviv is a stage of ripeness of the barley. And we're talking barley, a while go out and they would put the sheaves, they would get the barley and they would mark the sheaves, remember? Until first fruits. And first fruits is when they put the sickle to them. And when we, yeah, the barley's marked. The barley wasn't cut. The harvest of the first fruits, promise of a fall harvest. Okay, we'll go there in a little bit. How's it going in heaven? They've already gone. Hello. Okay, don't get me started. And I don't think. Oh wait, I have one more there. Okay, so in a place where there are 4 distinct seasons, I was like, it made so much sense because when I was following the pagan ways, it was like January 1st, midnight, stupid. It doesn't mean a thing to Papa. But the idea of Rosh HaShanah being about the spring and new regeneration and restoration of what once was. I know. It's just not their New Year's.
No, they haven't.
Okay, so as you can see, there are 2 conditions the 12th month, right? Okay, that was what we do. The kids, we go out and we do an activity, and then we go to pizza. And we talk about Papa's provision for that last. All you do is look up.
If you can see it. Here.
All you do is look up. That's Papa's problem.
Yeah, that's
Your
true.
our problem. Your problem's calendar. Did I bring his calendar? Anyway, I have Michael's calendar. Is that somebody's? I'd come over and you'd see it the next day, and by now my whole family, my girls can tell when it's a 2-day. Oh man, we missed it last night. But the point of the whole thing is not to be so technically. I think I missed it yesterday. Oh, let's have a party today. Watkins up with him as best we can. He's gonna be pleased. And then when I get to Jerusalem, that'll be really cool. We're going to look at Exodus 9:31 to 30, caused by the plague of hail.
But the wheat and the spelt were not struck, for they were late crops.
Barley
in the
was
ear.
in the ear.
That's a translation of Aviv.
Aviv, okay.
Yeah, so in the original Hebrew,
Okay.
it relates that the barley crops were destroyed by the hail, while the wheat and spelt were not damaged. To understand the color, as they become ripe, they take on a light yellowish hue and become more brittle. The reason that the barley was destroyed and the wheat was not is that perhaps the wheat and the spelt were still early enough in their development, so they were green and they were flexible. They weren't just destroyed in the hail. This stage when they were deep green and had not yet begun to had begun to develop golden color. All right, so we do barley, and it was interesting because last year there was Nehemiah's group, and then there was another group, and it called it a 12-month year. Nehemiah went out and he was like, okay, and they were all like, he'd show them how to do it. They get it in their hand and they rub it, and he says, this is not Aviv. How's that go? Where is it? I don't know where it is, but the hole. So that water will eventually turn into, walk with him, he doesn't want you to sit down on a computer and calculate. Over there we found a couple different sites that are going to hopefully take over Nehemiah's role in that and call it Aviv. I know there's a lot of ministry. I think we should go. Let's go. I'm going to go grab Nehemiah and say, teach me. But anyway, there's a lot of people that have when it's Aviv. So there's enough meat in that and when you can eat it. Okay, so if it's not to the point where you can parch it in the fire, then it's not Aviv yet. Parched barley was a common eaten food in Israel, ancient Israel, and is mentioned in numerous passages. Leviticus 23:14, Joshua 5:11, 1 Samuel 25:18. And then one more, Ruth 2:14.
I'm really changing how I look at the stories I read now.
Yeah, I know.
It's amazing.
Became a Jew, left everything because God directed her
I
that
know.
way.
Yeah.
And at the time that she was there,
Let me just
It's been
read,
10 years, I'm waiting.
let me just read you, one more thing. And firm enough seeds to produce food through parching. This early in its development, when the head is just come out of the shaft, the seed is parched and will only produce empty skins. Over time, the liquid is replaced with dry material, and when enough did it, but he'd go out in the field and try to parch it in the fire. But if it had liquid in it, it wouldn't be that you can offer it first. So it's going to continue ripening. So they're actually going to do the harvest of the barley. Let's go on. Okay, so what logical reason? Okay, what logical reason? 2. What was the next condition? So we have barley aviv, and then what do we look for?
The moon.
The moon, the sighting, the word is observe. The word is shamar. Okay, look at just Deuteronomy 16:1, which let's just talk for a second. New moon and Rosh Chodesh are the same thing. If you see month in your scriptures, the translators are translating Rosh Chodesh for month. It was a duh to them. So that's why you don't see it really spelled out in the scriptures, is because in the Torah, is because it's a duh. I mean, 81 study that Isaac and I did, and it's so cool. Pilgrimage. So anybody who is celebrating anybody who lives off grid would know how important that moon is. See, moon shadows, you can do all kinds of, we lived out in the woods for 4 years in those times when that moon. So it's really
That's
clear in
why
scriptures that there's the new moon,
pregnancy
there's the
is-
full moon for John. It's Strong's number. Okay, so it's not a given. You can't tell me that somebody who says the dark moon is the new moon with your eyes. Just like the scripture said there, observe the new moon in the month of Aviv to establish. So there's the two things. You find the barley Aviv and the wild barley Aviv around Yerushalayim. Yeah, why it would be a bad idea to celebrate, a bad idea to acknowledge Rosh Hashanah.
Yeah, it's just not what it is. It's just not what it
everything that I've
is.
learned is, well, it doesn't
Okay, that's number 1, because that's not when it is.
It's just not what it is.
Right, and we want to be in step with Papa.
Yeah.
Okay, number
Yes.
Right.
It's a
Because all
distraction.
mixed in with it.
So if you celebrate, you're going to take people's eyes off of what Yom Kippur is for the year, or ahead of the civil year. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's not anything except Yom Kippur. It's not unity in the Messiah. So to celebrate Rosh Hashanah in the fall,
So unity in error is not
It's not unity with
Messiah.
with Messiah.
Unity in Messiah. So we want to be in unity with each other. Yes, but he came to, what did he say? I think the people celebrating in the fall, and he turned people's eyes off of what that really means. Or are you going to, yes, show them where that narrow path is. All right. Any questions on that? We're going to send around Yerushalayim. There you go.
in the wild building on Jerusalem is a moon.
Okay, say.
That the moon is observed. Okay.
It's the first. The next
It's all over your face, Kendall.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, the whole.
bizarre.
If a mom,
Always agriculture from the get-go.
Right.
The whole country.
away from
Because
Yeah.
their leaders said, I never do that.
us in the body, filtration by Hasatan into the.
125.
What's it say?
Speak out against the Most High and wear down the saints of the highest one, and he will intend.
Wear us out. I mean, this
Yeah, I
is
mean,
wearing
it's-
I'm
people
trying to
out.
find it in here.
And changing, I mean,
Changing things.
Everything's been changed. We
It's
just
exhausting,
fell
and I promise.
This is what it
Everything
says.
is just changing, and I.
It speaks words against the Most High.
Yes.
And it wears out the set
Yes.
apart one, and, sorry,
That's hard to read.
for a time and time.
And a lot of that's prophetic, but the idea of him wearing us out. 2:15-17. Just write that down and read it later.
Colossians.
Colossians 2, not in the original idea and everything they're talking about this. I'm telling you, body of Messiah, this is the calendar. But I'm just like, just teaching it, that's all. Write it down so we don't run ahead of him
and just be really reliant.
and relying on him.
It's about walking with our hand in His hand.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a walk, and we're going to practice surrendering. You're going to be looking at him and what he's doing. You're not going to be paying attention start rafting, for spring feast, it's like a waterfall. You're like, boom, it will keep you so focused, so centered. You don't have time, as you to walk with him. Focus, right? I'll put blinders on.
That's what we tell the kids.
Something else to be in my view, he puts it in front. The hard thing is just getting there, and you're here. Just a little story. So right now, we still honestly don't know if Rosh HaShanah is taking it in hand and saying that yes, the Baalei Aviv, so then we can call next. More than likely, everybody's calling next new moon. We went in our house and we decorated the whole thing for Hawaii. We took the whole thing. We were like, do we want to live with Hawaii? And this is where endurance comes to play. It's like, I just took organic kind of walk you're supposed to do with him. Okay. All right, here we go. Real quick. One thing is, don't rush into Pesach. We're not there yet. That's like a couple waterfalls down. Rosh Hashanah is a time to prepare the soil so that you have good soil. So that those seeds keep you. We were very agricultural up there, and I loved it. It was very clarifying. The ground really struck me when I was at the teepee. This idea of soil was it's so crucial when you're a gardener. But we haven't seen the sun really since October.
I mean, it's very.
My massage therapist had this really cool amount. It just suddenly
Changes
it's
your
done
life.
and you walk out and it's wonderful.
Sauna for a while. It was so nice.
Costco for a while.
Us, cultivating the heartbeat. Arizona. One year I was so. We'll take you to the edge. And one day I was chair commander, whatever. Anyway, it was beautiful and it had a temperature gauge in the front. And I said, we're getting the idea of figuring out how to, or infrared sauna, whether it's that thing you're talking about, whether it's, driving south, whatever it is.
We got outdoors as quickly as could to walk to get into the car and be out in the sunshine. It just feels so good.
If the seed falls on good soil, he or she, so, let's see.
It is a good verse. And that sown on the good soil is key.
All right, cultivating the soil of our hearts in the spring is crucial. We do this so our hearts can be ready for him to plant new seeds. And you're rehearsing. So rehearsing, so you're coming up at the end of the year. The past year, okay? Your life mattered this past year. And if you run, good. If you just run from one year to the other and they all blur in together. So what happened to me this year? Did I take care of this? Is there anything left undone? Journey, But it matters, I write back and go, wow, I see where you were. I don't want to talk about it. That's not helpful to anybody. A lot that happens over the course of a year. So what I do to jog my memory is I'm constantly taking pictures. So I don't go by the Gregorian months, I go by Papa's months. And then I look back at those pictures and go, oh yeah, I told Shauna, is not only do I write a year-end letter to remember what he has done, whether I give it to anybody or not is not the point, but oh wow.
Yeah.
That is part of, you're gonna start to cultivate the soil of your journal.
Yeah.
Or there he was. You'll see the course of your year, and you'll actually look at, as you come towards the here to here to here to here to here, and it actually, or here to here to here to here, poured out throughout the year.
I like the idea of the pictures because what we did is, what I did was I did it in bullets. Boom, boom. And
Wherever I go.
oh, you saw me snapping all those pictures. I'm always snapping pictures.
Don't take a picture.
And no one likes pictures, I know.
Yeah,
But then when they
I know.
see it, oh yeah.
So that's cool up there. But and by the way, I'm going to Tennessee. They're flying me
Oh, yeah,
up,
I
and
saw
you do
that.
that.
I saw that, yeah.
I'm excited.
Is it a
6 and
women's
7.
It gets
church or
It's a church.
super cold
Yeah.
in Memphis.
In May.
go and look and see right in the city and they'll kind of give you a,
That's exciting.
I'm so
or call them.
excited.
Yeah, or call them and
I'm
say,
so
what's it like?
excited.
This
So I want you to remember, I want to reverse the year. That's one thing that's going to stir things up, but then reflecting upon those things. Who kept you and good things he's brought you, not. Alright, so now I just want Rosh Hashanah, and this is actually the calendar. Okay. So provided that the barley's Aviv,
30 days from the last.
and you find Pesach. The day before Pesach is the new covenant meal, the covenant confirming meal. Passover is unleavened bread. And when we'll talk about, we'll do, it ends up being you're actually eating it on the 15th.
Okay, so
That'll
I'm
be fun.
a little confused by this calendar
Yes.
because of the 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You start the unleavened bread, and you have unleavened bread that goes for unleavened bread. First fruits is the day after Omar. See, the goal with counting Omar and the 7 Shabbats is to find Shavuot. And then count 7 Shabbats, and the next day is first fruits. Always happens on Sunday.
Why would you say first fruits always happens on Sunday?
Because,
This is my
yeah,
question I
Yeah.
guess, in regards to the whole calendar issue.
Yeah.
Because we tried to live the counting 7. So
citing the first. He doesn't count.
well, originally he did years ago.
Oh, did he? Okay.
Yeah, from the Gregorian calendar it didn't match. So we went on 7 days. So
Okay. First of the month. It doesn't mark. You're not starting a recounting of 7 with the new moon. So you could have the new moon be on a Wednesday, but that doesn't mean you start counting.
Thursday, Friday didn't come into play when we wrote. It's what I'm looking at. I guess that's where my mind.
Yeshua
Okay.
on this because that calendar, the Sunday, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm not gonna. Do you see what I'm saying? In my mind, it gets real simple. I just look at days or stuff like that. But on this issue, he would show up in the synagogue as was his custom on
How
Shabbat.
does he get the year 6017 when everybody
That's
else
from
on Thursday?
Yeah.
What happens? Where are all these days?
Yeah.
Okay.
Got it?
I'm
Shabbat at
realizing
least
that's-
his line.
Yeah,
I
that's
didn't-
what I
So I
did.
was
Yeah,
told
yeah.
also,
Good.
work 6 days in December, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. Since he did it, I'm going to do it that way and just trust that he,
Right.
for the week every new moon, that he would have been doing that. And he would have been showing up at the synagogue on Tuesday. But I don't know if that's enough for you, but for month of Aviv, we had it.
But is it for this?
Yeah, this is this year's. This is this.
Oh, this is how.
How
So
it
you-
says April, May 2006.
I copied the wrong. So I copied the first part instead of one. I was tired today.
It's okay.
I will email you. I will email you.
Okay.
Lastly, I have a present for you that the day that y'all started creating was Hawaii. I think of beautiful tropical beaches of Hawaiian dancing. I asked my girls to get candy, and we also do a next year and say, what were we thankful for? What did we?
I know.
Thank you. Awesome. This is for you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This is for your wall. Right there. You got one. And you can go over this real quick, and then it's time to go. Basic block, unleavened bread, first fruits. We do the ascension because you monthly cycle, and then Shabbat, your weekly cycle. Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. So,
Yeah, it's awesome.
Kind of pulling a blank. I've got, all these different.
calendar on your walls.
Yeah.
Oh, you can make this big and piece I put with a little blue circle around them. But no, it'll help you through the go as well.
Oh, yeah.
Thank
I'll drive
you.
back.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
Let's turn your
Okay.
thing this way.
Oh, I wanted to get for every workshop you come to,
Yep.
a new little sticker.